Shout out to Cats Pod.
1 second. A good defensive play for Montana State.
Touchdown, Tommy Milan is electrifying.
Welcome to the Cats Pod. What's up, Podcats? Big news right now in the Montana State Bobcat world, or maybe we're just calling it big news because nothing has been going on for like a month. I'm Ben Christians here with the illuminous Eric Lauver.
Yeah, I shine at night, don't I?
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You're iridescent. You know?
I have a face for the darkness, huh?
Yeah. You don't get lost in the darkness.
No, I can just, I'm my own nightlight, essentially.
Yeah. Kids can't sleep at night because there's just too much brightness coming from like the other room. You know?
Yeah, no, it is big news, I think. I mean, it was a quick, short-lived stint for Chuckie, Keaton, and Bozeman. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, he's off to greener pastures already.
Yeah. Turns out the only thing we have to worry about is losing coaches to the NFL. So.
Yeah, I did see that the bottom reason is he can't afford housing in Bozeman.
Yeah. He was like, Seattle, Washington, that's where I'm going to find a bargain.
Yep. You know? Yeah, exactly.
Can't afford the housing in Bozeman. Going to move to Seattle where it's cheaper.
No, I think it's a good opportunity for him. I mean, you know, those opportunities only come around once in a while, and I feel like you kind of have to jump on them when they come.
Yeah, and that's just a huge jump. He goes from one job at Utah State, comes to Montana State, is barely there at all, and then all of a sudden it's boom, NFL. So, like, there must be something about this guy. Like, the personality that we fell in love with in, like, 5.2 seconds must be the reason why this dude can just get jobs anywhere.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's feels like a fairly major jump to go from FCS football to professional football, but
yeah,
at the coaching level for sure.
Must have some serious connection somewhere, or just crazy good work ethic and personality.
Yeah, you know, that Seahawk Bobcat connection is strong.
Yeah. I love how any article about the Bobcats, they can't go more than one paragraph without mentioning Taylor Housewright.
I know.
You know, just like, we're going to throw this out there. Taylor Housewright left, you know.
Yeah. They also managed to throw in that he is no longer the offensive coordinator at Akron too.
Yeah.
That seems to be all over all of them.
Just keep rubbing it in over and over again. It's like, when are they going to stop? When are you going to stop, you know?
Yeah. So, you know, everything I've seen says Vegan will take over the duties for the rest of spring and through the Sonny Holland game, and then I would assume we'll be searching hard in the meantime.
Yeah, there has to be somebody who's on that right now. I know they've got to be pretty busy with spring ball, but it's not like you could just find somebody right away for this situation. Yeah. It's a very odd situation to be in.
Yeah, it seems like a strange time to lose a coach, but yeah, it's like you said. I mean, somebody saw something. I mean, it wasn't just us who liked him, so somebody saw something, and I mean, kudos to him.
No, I'm not going to get that Chuckie Keaton interview. Maybe I will still. It would be cooler if we interviewed a NFL coach. I mean, that would be sick. But,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, congratulations, Chuckie Keaton. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks are also my team, so I still get to root for Chuckie Keaton.
Yeah.
You know? I still get to love the dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, what did it say? Offensive assistant?
Yeah, offensive assistant. So I think it didn't name any specific group, any room that he was going to be going into.
Yeah.
But just kind of probably a good get your foot in the door type of job. And it's a coaching staff that's completely new.
Yeah.
So it's full of opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, you get your foot in the door right now, and then all of a sudden 3-4 years from now, you're quarterback coach, you're coming up, maybe offensive coordinator, possibly. You know, it's a lot of upward movement in the Seahawks program right now.
Yeah. I got something. Something's going on with the old pant leg here.
Okay, Eric, let's chill out for a second. You know, I know you're sad about Chuckie Keaton leaving, but this isn't the way to show it,
Yeah.
okay? I'm pretty sad, too. I've been holding back tears for the last 3 days, you know?
Yeah, no, super happy for him. I guess we don't really have much to miss, but
Just those highlight videos of his old practices that I was watching over and over again. That's about all there is to miss.
yeah,
And I guess we can look forward to the Sonny Holland game on April 20th since that's actually televised. Be able to watch that.
yeah, that is going to be fun. It's going to be fun to finally see him back in action and kind of get some ideas of what's going to happen. I mean, we had this scrimmage a couple days ago, and looks like pretty much everybody got a little bit of work here and there. And I mean, obviously, Tommy was the main focus of the quarterback room, and it looked like Adam Jones got quite a bit of work in this.
Adam Jones got a ton of carries, and it looked like they were just giving the young guys on the team as many reps as possible, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, Tommy throws 10 passes. He was still wearing the yellow jersey for this, so when he went to scramble, it's like, how much can you really count on that or really take that into account because they can't even hit him?
Yeah.
But the young quarterbacks went out there, and they made some good plays. Jordan Reed had a touchdown, so it's pretty nice all around, honestly.
Yeah, it looked like a really good outing from the offense there. And, yeah, like you said, it's kind of cool to see those young guys get a little taste.
Yeah, according to the Montana State website, MSU shows crisp tackling with effective offense. You know, it was very crisp. It was crisp tackling.
Yeah, no, that's we're getting closer, Ben.
Mm-hmm. It is getting closer, but it's hard for me to admit that to myself right now.
Yeah, we don't want to get too excited with Bobcats' first football scrimmage of the spring.
Oh, we're pretty jacked up, you know.
On the bright side, we're 10 days away from the Sonny Holland game, so
yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Slowly but surely, there's actually things that are going on in football right now. Speaking of games that are actually going on in football right now, there is a Bobcat who is now playing professionally in the UFL by the name of Callahan O'Reilly.
Let's go.
He's played one game. Okay.
Yes.
The St. Louis Battlehawks, our new favorite UFL team. I think I can say that right.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Hands down.
big time Battlehawk fans.
Yeah.
Day one Battlehawk fans.
Big time, long time.
Big time, long time. All right. Callahan O'Reilly has played one game. The only game that they've won this year, Callahan O'Reilly was playing in. I don't think that
coincidence.
I don't think it's a coincidence. Not. You know, yeah, I don't think so. They lost that first game. It was the one that was all over ESPN because the Michigan Panthers kicker hit two 63-yard field goals or 64-yard field goals in a row to win it. So the St. Louis Blackhawks just barely got beat in Detroit. And then all of a sudden they play against Arlington. They bring in Callahan O'Reilly, and they win by a score.
Let's go,
Just
Callahan.
No, not much. But he did have a nice stat line. He had 7 tackles in this game, 5 solos, 2 assists. 2 tackles for loss for 2 yards, a half of a sack that was a 1-yard sack, and just a pretty solid game all around. I mean, he is 4th in tackles on this entire team, and he's only played 1 game.
Yeah.
So he's looking like a very good player on this UFL team. You know?
That's good. That's good because, I mean, we have seen some guys be able to make the – this level jump to the NFL. Mm-hmm. I mean, not a ton of them, but there are a few, and I would be willing to bet, a good stint in the UFL would get yourself on a, at least a shot on a team.
And at least it's some football to get us through the offseason.
Yes.
Something to cheer for, because I had absolutely nothing that could get me interested in the UFL. I was like, there is nothing I really care about here.
Yeah.
I don't, The Rock doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't really bring me in that much. And then all of a sudden I saw Callahan O'Reilly put up 7 tackles in a game, and I was like, I'm all the way in.
Yeah.
Big UFL guy now.
Let's think about it this way. So we just finished college basketball. Mm-hmm. Most people don't care about the NBA. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay. You had to say it.
You have the Masters this weekend, and 164 baseball games that you can or can't. Well, I mean, nobody's going to watch all of them, but It's like,
except for my dad, who will watch all 162 because he's a psycho.
well, there's the Masters, and then we're kind of done.
Yeah.
We're kind of done for a while
Yeah,
until
it's
college
tough to
football.
watch. Yeah. Till college football, and then, like I said, NBA playoffs. I'm going to watch a lot of the NBA playoffs because I always do. But I understand that's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody loves the NBA the way I do.
Definitely not that.
Very few people love the NBA in Montana the way I do. Like, in other states, I think I would be an average NBA fan, but in Montana, I'm like the one NBA super fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But, yeah, where were we? Yeah, the St. Louis Battlehawks are definitely our new favorite team.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun to watch a former Bobcat go lay some dudes out.
Yeah. At least you get to watch some tackles, watch some sacks, like cheer for a team. I was looking up St. Louis Battlehawks merch. I might be investing in some of that soon.
Do they
just
have
for the bit?
Do they have
you know?
O'Reilly jerseys?
I don't think they have O'Reilly jerseys. I can start looking into that, but I really don't think they. You can probably get a number 59 jersey, but that's about it. You know, I'm seeing a lot of T-shirts over here. Speaking of players that are trying to make it into the NFL, though.
Yeah.
We also had a pro day last week in Bozeman. We're a little bit further away from it now. We could see some of the breakdown of the stats. There were some decent performances by our Bobcats. Definitely showed what they can do in some certain categories.
I definitely think as far as overall performance, I really do think Nolan Askelson helped himself a lot.
Oh, yeah. He
had
showed a
a
lot in this pro day.
I mean, in the pictures I saw, he also looked jacked.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, really his all these metrics and measurements and everything, they fit right in with what we saw at the Combine.
Speaking of optics, you know who looked like they were just chiseled out of stone? Cleveland Thomas.
Yeah.
He looks like he is chiseled directly out of the stone. Like he looks like something that belongs in the Louvre. He is a statuesque person.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
Okay, Ben. Oh, boy.
They were running around with their shirts off. What can I tell you? God damn.
Yeah, but no, Nolan Askelson, I mean, what really stood out to me was throwing up 27 on the bench. I mean, he was way above average and way above the rest of his position group at the Combine.
He would have been number one on the bench out of the linebacker spot.
I mean, that's impressive. Plus, I mean, just on the list of people that participated, he's not just terribly, a whole lot taller than everybody else, but was still able to jump higher than almost everyone else there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really, and then a 4.55 40 that's pretty darn good. I mean,
you know what really throws me off is when they throw up these 4-digit height numbers.
yeah,
That just messes with my head right now. I can't really understand it,
he is 6,010
He's
something.
huge. He is huge. 6,010 of anything is huge. 6,010, I guess, like millimeters isn't that big, but it's huge.
I guess he is. I mean, 6'1", he is a little taller than I thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one that I thought had a really good go was Pickering. I mean, I think he helped himself too.
Yeah. And I think he's somebody that throughout the entire season, whenever we started talking about this subject, like the draft and everything, the only thing we doubted was whether or not that's what he wanted to do next in life.
Yeah.
We didn't doubt his talent, his athleticism, anything like that. I think that he showed all of the requisite skills to be an NFL tight end.
Yeah.
It was just whether or not he really felt like making that move. And as soon as he signed an agent, I know I got really excited because I was thinking, damn, this could be really good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I think it was a really solid day for all the Bobcats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just back to your height numbers. Yeah. What is Cleveland Thomas's height number?
He is 5101, 5'10" and 1/10 inch. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, the rest of them make sense. You got, well, I guess
I think that they actually mix that up. That's his weight since he's chiseled out of stone. He is actually 5,101 pounds. Pure granite.
Yeah, pure stone. But yeah, I mean, just going through everything, I really don't see. I mean, the one thing that doesn't fit is Askelson throwing up 27 on the bench press, and that's really good.
And that was matched by the one player from Carroll that decided to come to this pro day, which was interesting. Like, he showed a lot for somebody that comes out of an NAIA school.
But he's also a lineman, and he's 292 pounds and put up the same amount of bench press reps as Nolan Askelson.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was impressive, but it's impressive for you to show up as an NAIA guy. That takes a lot of cojones to show up and be like, yeah, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to come to a pro day. You know, Hunter Meacham, hats off to you.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I really hope, these guys at least get a shot. Sean Chambers, Level Price, Nolan Askelson, Trayton Pickering, Derek Snell, Cleveland Thomas, and Hunter Meacham. I hope they all at least get a shot to try.
Yeah. Make a camp, something like that, training camp.
Yeah.
Just give yourself an opportunity. And Derek Snell, even though like his numbers aren't crazy in any way, none of his numbers were super impressive, but that is still that doesn't account for like just the pure football IQ that we watched him play with.
Well, and I think him competing as a fullback now will actually help him.
Yeah.
Not that, fullback is a bit of a forgotten position in the NFL anymore, but the ones that are there are ultra valuable, and he has the skills to, he can catch footballs. He can run. He can block. He's done all of it. I'd just like to see him get a shot to try.
Yeah.
Just get a shot, see what happens. And I really do think that he could, at least be on a team in some format.
I just think that coaches are going to see a lot more out of him from his film. They're going to see a lot more when they actually watch him play than what would show up if you're just looking straight at athletic numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does a lot more than just make athletic plays on a field, I guess is what I'm saying.
High football IQ.
Mm-hmm.
I bet they were all, they're all down there on the football field, doing their pro day, looking up and seeing that beautiful scoreboard that's in construction, and they're like, "Damn, I wish I could have played with that."
Yeah.
Damn.
They're like, "Can I get one more COVID year, please?
Yeah.
One more COVID year, please."
Just for this scoreboard.
Just for the scoreboard. Level Price is somebody who's like, he's fought for every single snap that he got in college. And just the fact that he is going for it, I really respect that. And I really hope that he does have something happen, because he's the type of player that has the level of motivation and just pure heart to make the thing happen.
Definitely. Yeah, his story is super cool. And like you said, he really did he had to fight for every single thing out there. Man, that number for Cleveland Thomas he must be 5'10.1.
5'10.1. That's what we're going to go with. Thank you, Skyline Sports. I don't know what this is about. But, yeah. Sean Chambers, what do you think is going to happen there?
I don't know. He's going as a QB athlete, which I wonder if, I don't know that there's a spot as quarterback. Anywhere in the NFL?
No, NFL-wise, that would be it's the hardest position by far to get into, especially this year's draft, where you have a ton of huge names in that draft.
It's a deep one for quarterbacks, and, as far as an athlete goes, I was a bit surprised that he only ran a 4.7 340. Was that a little surprising to you?
He feels a lot faster.
That's what I thought.
The Chamber of Secrets, when it gets going, when he gets running down the sideline and he busts up the middle, it looks like at least a 4.4.
Yeah, I mean, he was. We watched a lot of games with Sean Chambers, and that kid can scream. I mean, he outran.
he should have ran the 40 with pads on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with pads on, I guarantee he's 0.3, 0.4 seconds faster.
Yeah, I don't know what happens with Sean Chambers here. That's a good question. I mean, I kind of wonder if maybe Sean will transition maybe more to a coaching side of things or something.
Hey, Sean, we need a quarterback coach again.
Yeah.
We need a quarterback coach.
I said that.
Again.
I
And you
said that
did say
earlier.
that, and I fell in love with it instantly. So I'm just saying, Sean, I want you to live out your NFL dreams, pro football dreams, whatever you want to do in your life. But I would also love to see you on the sideline as the quarterback coach for Montana State.
Yes.
I think that would be the greatest thing of all time.
Let's get him back here. Get him groomed up. Because
Okay, we're not grooming people, Eric. No.
Okay, well,
Okay,
all
don't
right.
no grooming.
All right, Sean, I promise I won't groom your hair. Jeez. Anyway, all I was saying was let's get him as QB coach and start molding him. There. Is that better?
Yeah.
Or now are we making him out of stone too?
He might be. I mean, he might already be. I have no idea.
But see if we can't mold him into the offensive coordinator of the future, and it would be cool. That they've done that with former players.
Yep.
Moved them up through the coaching tree. I like that. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
That kind of trusting your former players that know the system, that know the league you're playing in, understand the game of football at the level we're at, and just starting them from the bottom and moving them up.
Nobody understood and lived cat culture more than Sean Chambers the last 2 years too. Like, he could have been so angry about splitting so many reps with a younger quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, he could have taken that and had a giant chip on his shoulder, but he decided not to. And I think out of all the players on the team, the most respected guy, I think, is Sean Chambers.
I think so too.
I mean, everybody calls him Unc, and they just kind of treat him like the older brother that's in the room all the time. And I think that he just garners a lot of respect in that locker room. And because of that respect, he would be great at transitioning into coaching.
Well, and he has so much time too. He's a young kid. You could really start him as a QB coach, and maybe even that's a little too much for a new graduate. I don't know, but get him there, because somebody like Sean Chambers has a future doing that.
Oh yeah.
And it would be cooler if he started at MSU rather than somewhere else.
Yep.
But
we'd love to see it.
Yeah. What do we know?
What do we know?
We're just a couple kids
Absolutely
in a creepy
nothing.
basement.
Just a
bedroom.
couple kids, I like how you call us kids,
We're a couple young adults.
We're a couple
What would
young
you like?
adults, just barely older than Sean Chambers,
Okay. We're a couple adults.
Grown ass man is what we are.
Ben's over here splitting hairs all episode. Sorry, guys.
My bad. I'm nitpicking with the best of them today. I don't know what's going on with me.
Yeah.
Must be something wrong. I think Mercury's in retrograde or something. I have no idea.
The eclipse got you, didn't it?
The eclipse got me. We're in the fourth generation now. We're in the 4G.
Oh gosh.
We're not in the fourth dimension. We're in the 4G LTE.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. My bandwidth has gone low.
It's funny you brought that up, because I had to get my Wi-Fi worked on today.
Yeah. Again?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was back out again, fixing. Got a whole new router, all new wires, the whole nine. We're screaming now.
There you go.
100 up, 100 down.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, there'd be some gaming happening.
Dude, some gaming. Cat's Pod Gaming has to start soon. We need to start streaming as we play Mario Kart or something.
Yeah.
Our Mario Kart streams might get us canceled.
Well, we definitely have to put an explicit tag on it, because we all know my mouth gets foul when it comes to Mario Kart.
Especially when we get to our third or fourth round of Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yeah.
We start crushing beers, making people take shots. All of a sudden, filters are out.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw everything to the wind. It's game on. Yeah. But no, good pro day all the way around. Hope the best for all these guys. Hope to see every one of them make a roster in some format, get a shot. So, yeah.
Showcase the skills and everything. Also, did we talk about these guys that signed in the NFL already?
I don't
think
we did.
Bobcat signings. We might have mentioned it for a tiny minute or something like that, but we have 3 Bobcats that are joining new NFL teams this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the first one is Daniel Hardy, who signed with the Chicago Bears, which is awesome, right? With the defense that the Bears have right now, the fact that they're signing a guy like Daniel Hardy and bringing him in to be a part of that defense, he could see some really successful teams and really successful games as a part of that squad.
Yeah, I hope he can stay healthy because I think that was kind of what happened with the Rams.
Yeah.
Just got hurt. Couldn't, and then, the game just kind of moved so fast that never could quite get back in the course of a short season.
Yep.
Hopefully he can stay healthy because, the Bears, which I hate to say this, do have probably a pretty good defense this year. But I do think there is a chance for some playing time. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's always next man up in the NFL, and
there's going to be injuries.
Yeah.
Bad things are going to happen throughout the season. They're going to need people to step up and be able to fill those spots at a moment's notice. And Daniel Hardy, we know he's going to be ready.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when it's time for him to step on the field, we know he's going to be ready right away.
Oh, yeah. And he's got a lot of versatility. I like his fit with the Chicago Bears, really. I thought, with the Rams, it was such a star-studded defensive line.
Yeah.
That getting playing time was probably going to – they had big names all the way across that thing, including the biggest name.
The biggest name that retired this offseason.
Yeah. It would have been tough for him, as good as he is, to get in there where – I know that the Bears have some big names too, but I do think there's maybe more of a chance for him to see some legit playing time with the Bears than maybe the Rams when he was there. And now the Rams have holes now, but
you're not going up against guys like he was there when Von Miller and Donald were both on the line, right?
Yeah, and that was there was plenty more on top of that. He's some high dollar players, very high dollar. But yeah, I think that's a good fit. I like him there, and as a Vikings fan, I'll get to watch him play twice a year.
Yeah, there you go. And it's just an exciting group because they're going to be bringing in this number 1 draft pick quarterback. So it's always going to be exciting whatever happens with the Chicago Bears, and they'll be a fun team to watch for sure.
It's the Chicago Bears. They'll piss that one down their leg.
Yeah, it happens.
They always do.
They will. Sorry, Wiley. Next one, Lance McCutcheon signing with the New York Jets.
Well, if you watch Hard Knocks, can you imagine a better place for him to sign? Because both of those rookies that were featured on Hard Knocks made the roster.
Yeah.
The 53-man, not just the practice squad.
They do pick up a lot of wide receivers, and they also lost quite a few, I think.
Yeah, I don't follow their roster super close, but that one guy, I can't remember his name, of course, but he was featured on Hard Knocks as an undrafted rookie, I think.
Yep.
Or low drafted. I don't know. He was a low end guy, but he ended up making it as the kick returner or punt returner, I think. But then actually saw legitimate playing time. Like, that's probably a pretty good place to sign. If Aaron Rodgers is throwing you the ball, we know Lance McCutcheon can make the catches.
Yep.
So
we definitely do know that.
I like that fit for him. I feel like that's a really good spot with, their receiver room has Garrett Wilson, and it was kind of up and down with everyone else.
Yeah. It's like who really wants to be the second guy out there was what it seemed like. And that could have been because of quarterback play. And it's really hard to judge in those situations, but Lance McCutcheon has definitely been looking for a good opportunity.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the Jets are doing weird things with their receivers.
Yeah.
Because they had those 2 rookies in there, but then they had Mecole Hardman on their roster for the entire year.
Yeah, that was a disaster, wasn't it?
And then they just I think he played 2 snaps all year long, and then they just gave him back to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They just do weird things with their wide receivers. I don't know what's going on there, but I think Lance McCutcheon will be able to capitalize on it.
Well, now that you say that, Alan Lazard was on that team, and he hardly – he did play, but he didn't have nearly the production that he did with the Packers. But, of course, Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, and the only reason he's a Jet is because Aaron Rodgers is a Jet.
Yep.
So, shout out Iowa State on that one. But, yeah, it's
what Lance McCutcheon has to do is he has to show up to training camp with just a pocket full of shrooms and be like, hey, Aaron, guess who's your new best friend?
yeah, a little ayahuasca.
Little ayahuasca, you know? Yeah, that just be his best friend. Just start doing psychedelics with Aaron Rodgers. All of a sudden, you'll be catching all the passes in every single dimension, no matter which one the eclipse put us in.
Yeah, you'll be catching passes in the real world and the dream world.
In the dream world. The upside down and the right side up.
Yeah.
Also, the Indianapolis Colts announced the signing of offensive lineman Lewis Kidd.
Yeah. We'll see. That's the one I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough to gauge. I haven't seen much about it.
The Colts offensive line was supposed to be so good, but they really weren't.
They did struggle. I mean, there was so many running backs that had so many yards for that team last year that I feel like the offensive line had to have had something to do with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they couldn't keep Richardson healthy the entire year.
No.
So it's like it seemed like he wasn't healthy for 2 games in a row all season. Yeah.
I mean, I think what Kidd has going for him there is that he's young and coachable.
Yep.
So that's the one where I'm just like, I don't know anything about that fit.
Yeah.
I
mean, we just know more that the Indianapolis Colts are a good professional organization.
Yeah.
And they take in these young players and they're willing to work with them and they make them better consistently. So as long as you're coming in and willing to work, you're going to be successful if you're playing for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Lewis Kidd there. I was a little surprised he didn't stay with the Saints, but who knows?
It's tough to tell because we have no idea what's going on in any of these situations.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Ben's over here searching Battlehawk gear.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick out my St. Louis Battlehawks gear. Sorry. I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about this week?
As far as Bobcat related, I mean, there was a lot more to talk about than I ever would have expected.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big week with Chuckie Keaton leaving to the NFL.
Yeah.
Pro Day stuff we didn't talk about last week. There's just been a lot of things that have been going on in the world of the Bobcats. You know, the Bobcat Extended Universe is busy right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you think of the national championship basketball?
I enjoyed it. You know, Purdue finally lost.
Yeah.
Thank the good Lord above for that.
Yes. Yes. I have to eat some crow because I had absolutely no faith in them, but yeah, I had UConn in a pool, won that one, so that was kind of nice too. UConn's a buzzsaw, man.
It's insane. It's one of those situations where it's probably confirmation bias or like recency bias, but UConn just looks like a team that could win 3 in a row at this point with all the players they're keeping around.
Well, I did
likely.
see. It sounds like that. What's his name? Klingon is going to go to the draft.
He is. I don't know if that's a good idea right now. I mean, I guess it's all right.
He hasn't technically declared, but he is projected as a pick in the draft. So
yeah, he's projected pretty high. It makes sense. He just had a huge tournament. His draft stock is probably not going to be higher than any point in the future.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a good time for him to make that next step, I guess.
I just have to ask, as you know, you're a basketball coach.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if you went onto the floor during a game and pushed your own player? Would you get teed up for that?
I would probably get teed up for that, yeah.
Dan Hurley didn't get teed up for that.
He got a warning.
Yeah.
Because I would have gotten a warning for it if I hadn't done it the entire game. But what I did notice most of the entire tournament was that Dan Hurley was on the court more than he was off of it. Like, I was waiting, like, every single game that I watch UConn play this year. I was like, when are they going to call a technical on him? Like, I wasn't trying to be, like, a snob about the rules. I was just like, he gets to go anywhere, and they really never call him for it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine with me because I think it's kind of like one of those sillier, smaller rules that there is a reason for it, but a lot of the times it doesn't affect the game whatsoever.
Yeah.
And in the Final Four, he got a warning, and in the championship, he got a warning. So I was like, damn, they finally are going to go after him.
Well, I was really high on UConn the whole time. Mm-hmm. I thought they were a buzzsaw all the way through. But the one thing that stands out to me is, and people can love or hate Dan Hurley, but he's a weird dude.
Yeah.
When they're celebrating the game and they're on the podium giving their interviews to America, and that gal and his son standing right next to his dad. What was special about this run with his dad? And he gives this super heartfelt answer, and his dad goes, "Well, he didn't think he played enough, so he's hitting the portal," and that was it. I was like, well, that was kind of backhanded. I mean, what was that about?
He gets real awkward in sentimental situations. I understand it. I always need to make a joke when I'm in any sentimental situation, and it gets me in trouble all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, it was a fun game. The first half was tight, and then UConn just kind of
did what UConn does.
Yeah.
They did what they be doing.
And we already miss college basketball.
We do. We miss it. We miss college football. We miss college basketball.
And
we miss it all.
Yeah, Danny Sprinkle going to Kentucky, huh?
Yeah, Danny Sprinkle to Kentucky. He's going to go from Montana State over to Utah State. Then he's going to go to Washington and to Kentucky without even coaching a single game for Washington. So
that obviously is totally fake, but it would be cool.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's fake. I'm going to speak it into existence. Danny Sprinkle, next Kentucky coach. I think that's the only thing, I will announce this now, that would make me leave my Louisville fandom. And I'm a Louisville fan from Montana, so I'm not really much of a Louisville fan. But they are my team. I would leave for Kentucky if Danny Sprinkle was there.
Yeah, it would be tough to not root for Kentucky in that. I mean, I feel like most people from around, like anywhere other than Kentucky, dislike Kentucky. Mm-hmm. But if Danny Sprinkle was coaching there, I feel like
got to cheer for him.
Yep.
That's my new team.
Yep.
All of a sudden, you see like great Osabar playing for Kentucky. It'd be the greatest thing ever.
Well, I did see he hit the portal. He's out of there.
Because he's got to go to Kentucky.
Via Washington.
Obviously. Short hop.
He's just going to book a flight to Washington and then just turn around and leave.
Just so he can fly out with Danny.
Yeah.
He's just going to Washington to fly out with Danny. And then they go to Kentucky, Big Blue Nation. There they are.
Great Ospor would look good in Kentucky blues.
Mm-hmm. It's not quite the right shade of blue, but it's a pretty decent blue. I mean, the Battlehawks are pretty close to the right shade of blue.
Yeah, when you were scrolling through that, I was looking, it's like, those colors are not bad. And I like that logo. It's like that dark blue long sleeve hoodie there. It's almost like an Air Force logo.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Pretty close to the Force. It's got a big old sword in the middle with wings. Just a great cheesy type of logo. I like this old school shirt with the wings. Kind of looks like a Seahawks shirt.
Yeah,
vintage black. I love how he calls it the vintage Blackhawks helmet.
Yeah,
like they have this storied past, like for years and years. This is the helmet they wore when they played back in '62. Gosh darn it!
Yeah, vintage is now 2 years ago. You didn't know that?
No, it's sold out in XL. Damn.
Well, vintage is actually pre-eclipse.
Oh, pre-eclipse is vintage. Okay, anything from before.
That's how we're measuring now.
Yep, pre-eclipse, post-eclipse. That's what it is. We are 3 days post-eclipse?
Yeah, we're just gonna be. We'll just start PE.
Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. We are now 2 weeks post-eclipse. Hope everybody can see the sun again.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, guys, we have the Masters, and then we are on to a very sportsless few months. So batten down the hatches. Enjoy the little things because that's about all you got.
Yeah. Who's your pick for the Masters?
I already put money on Scotty Scheffler.
You already put money on Scotty Scheffler.
I did. So I put money on Scotty Scheffler. But the dude is raking right now. He's like $5 million ahead of the next person.
Yep.
But then as I was looking through,
it's like picking UConn to win the tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, since you brought this up, let's go dive into why Sportsbet Montana sucks. Okay. El Presidente Barstool.
Yep.
Bets Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
At plus 450
yep.
to win the Masters. I could only take it at plus 350.
What?
Yes.
For the Masters?
And
to win a golf tournament where you're playing against hundreds of other people?
I put my bet in first.
That's wild.
Like, I put my bet in this morning, I guess, and he posts his on social media at like noon.
Yeah. So the line moved after?
No, it didn't move. That's just what he can get compared to what Sportsbet Montana will only give me the plus 350.
It's got to help when you have a serious interest in a betting website. You know?
Yeah. But I did throw $5 down on Wyndham Clark as a sneaky plus 2,900.
Yeah. You know who I'm going to go with? The same guy that I've gone with every single year since I was 15 years old.
Rory?
Just because I loved that orange hat.
Oh,
Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler, it is your time.
Ricky Fowler, the man who pissed the Ryder Cup down his leg.
Yeah, he is working out with a new coach, and he is in the best mental shape of his life. You know? He's married now. He's more serious. He's not making rap videos and golf carts anymore.
Well, that
I've seen.
That was a more fun Ricky Fowler.
He was more fun, but now he's serious and he's ready to win. You know.
I don't know. Yeah. So my bet is on Scotty Scheffler because he is so far and ahead of everybody right now in all the tournaments. But second place in the PGA right now is Wyndham Clark. So, and you can get him at plus 2,900 on Montana Sportsbet. So $5 pays $150, so pretty good odds.
I think I'm going to have my same plan as last year as far as sports bet goes. And I'm going to scroll all the way down on the Masters. And I'm going to pick the person with the craziest odds that I don't even know their name. And I'm just going to put $5 on it because it wins like $500,000. And it's not going to happen, but it's $5. So whatever, you know. I
did throw down, there was a special on there today, was Xander Schauffele and I can't even remember the second one. John Rahm, I think. Yeah, John Rahm and Xander Schauffele to finish top 10.
Oh,
and they offered that at plus 650, I think.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, to finish top 10. I feel like that Xander Schauffele has finished top 10 like 3 years straight, and John Rahm won it. So
yeah. So you mentioned Rory, and I used to be a big Rory fan.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm British kind of. Like I'm like 1/16 British, and so I was a big Rory guy for a long time. And just with everything that's happened with the Live Tour and everything that he's talked about the entire time, I cannot support Rory McIlroy anymore. Like, he has looked too bad in too many interviews because he's complaining about this new league because he was comparing it to 9/11.
Oh, dude,
you know?
I mean, I'm sure almost everybody has at least watched part of the Full Swing documentary. He's such a whiner.
He comes off very badly in that show.
And it doesn't help that, you know, he claims that he's the sacrificial lamb for the PGA, and it's like, yeah, but they paid you like $10 million to do that. You want to pay me $10 million to be your sacrificial lamb? Sign me up.
You sacrificed yourself.
I will do that for whoever wants.
You know who I respect the most? All the guys on the PGA Tour that didn't go to Live and just didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, they were just like, dude, I just like to play golf.
Yeah.
They didn't offer me a Live. I just like to play golf.
Yeah. I do love the Masters. I think everybody does. But I was I usually get in on a Calcutta team, and this year with how Scotty Scheffler's looked, it was like, I don't think I'm going to do it.
I don't know enough about golf. I know like all the big names, but I wouldn't know enough to pick like, I don't know, somebody who's going to be in the top 20.
I mean, for me, I kind of just look at who's won the tournaments, and then you can try and look at the live stuff a little bit, but it's so uncomparable most of the time because there's just not the talent there that there is in the PGA that it makes it kind of tough where, last year it was a bit of an even leaderboard going into the Masters, which made it more of a toss-up on who was hot and who was playing well, and this year it's like, yeah, Scheffler.
You know what that means? Scheffler's definitely not going to win.
Yeah.
You know who's going to win? Tiger Woods.
I did see something that said Tiger Woods it felt like he could win it this year.
He also gave up one of his favorite things in order to try and win this year. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
But he gave up one of his favorite things.
I did
so
see that.
He may be dedicated. He's going back to his Buddhist roots. He's not looking for worldly pleasures anymore.
Tiger Woods is celibate.
Tiger Woods celibacy tour. Time for him to win another Masters.
He is locked in.
Yeah, that's the reason why he couldn't walk for a full full weekend the rest of the year. Is because he was too tired.
Tiger Woods just has more fun than everyone else.
That's true. He does.
He just does it in stupid ways.
Some of them are stupid. You know?
I guess on that note, should we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, we can probably call it a night.
We start with Bobcats and with celibacy.
Start with celibacy, end with celibacy.
If you stuck with us for this whole episode, I mean...
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. All right, thank you, Podcasts. Make sure you rate us 5 stars wherever you're listening to this at. Follow us on X and Instagram. We appreciate you guys listening. Hope you have a great week. We'll probably see you again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This 2-week schedule's worked out pretty well for us, so we'll see you guys again later.
Adios.